Hello, welcome to our 20-minute express yoga class. Sit up nice and tall. We'll just take a few minutes just to settle, kind of to change from rushing around, coming to our mat, and just trying to focus our mind and our body into stillness. So close your eyes. Sit up nice and tall, head over shoulders, shoulders over hips. Take a big, beautiful breath in through your nose. Release it through your mouth. Let's bring our shoulders up to our ears. Take a big breath in. Squeeze those muscles tight. Exhale through your nose. Drop your shoulders. Let's do one more like that. Inhale, bringing the shoulders up. Squeeze. Exhale, let it go. Settle in for a few more breaths. Moving into our core breath. Inhale, expanding. Exhale, hugging into the midline. Inhale, expanding. Exhale, waist, belly, pelvic floor, hugging into the midline. One more breath like that. Come back to your natural breath. And just kind of scan through your body. Check in. How are you doing? We ask other people how they're doing all the time, but yoga is about really taking care of ourselves. So how are you doing? How are you feeling? Physically, mentally, emotionally. Just gently let our chin drop down onto our chest. Rock your head from side to side. Roll your right ear to your right shoulder. Left hand comes down to the floor, pushing the palm down. Make sure your spine is still long. You start to move your chin. Or if you want to bring your hand over to your shoulder, or even to the side of the head, you can choose what you want to do here. Just trying to release through the side of the neck a little bit. If you find that you move your chin into a spot that, there's a lot of tension, just stay there. Send your breath, so you're visualizing your breath moving into any tight muscles, almost like warm oil, just releasing tension. Roll your chin to the other side, ear stacking over your left shoulder now. Same thing, you can do whatever you like with your arm, move your head or stay still. Just take a few moments to figure out what you need here to release some tension in your neck. Roll your chin back to your chest. As you're bringing your head up, we're going to do a big shoulder roll. We're going to bring those shoulders up, roll the shoulder blades back and down. So inhale, rolling up, exhale, rolling down. Let's do it again. So you're really moving those big flat bones of your scapula around on your back. One more time. This is also a really great way to release tension in the neck. So if you feel like you want to switch or shake out your legs at any time, you can. We're going to bring the right arm up. And we're going to reach over to the left. Inhale, bring the arm up. Exhale, bring the arm down. Inhale, bring the left arm up and over. So moving into these lateral folds, just gently inhaling and exhaling. We'll do 2 on each side. Reaching up, stretching over, reaching up. Other side, reaching up and stretching over. Coming back to center, we'll do a little rotation here. As you inhale, bring your hands up. As you exhale, you're going to lengthen your spine, rotate over to the right. Inhale, bring yourself up. Exhale, rotate over to the left. So it's a little challenging, keep going please, to rotate when you have nothing to hold on to. But we're doing our best to keep the spine long. Just a couple of rotations on each side. Inhale up. Exhale over. Inhale up. And exhale, bring your hands down, midline, and we'll do that little hug, hugging the waist in, lifting the pelvic floor. Let's do that again. Inhale, reach your arms up. Exhale, as you're bringing the hands straight down the midline, think about narrowing your waist, tightening your belly, lifting up through the pelvic floor. And then just release and roll out your wrists. Let's take a moment here to shake out our legs, roll out your ankles. You can pedal out your knees, whatever feels good. We'll make our way over onto all fours, where we will do a few basic cat and cow movements. So find yourself in your beautiful tabletop position. Tuck your toes under, check that your hips are over top of your knees and shoulders over top of your wrists. Spread your fingers. Let's do cat and cow. On your breath in, start tipping your tail, letting your belly spill, lifting your chest, lifting your eyes. Exhale, scooping your tail, scooping your belly, scooping your pelvic floor, and letting the head drop. Keep going. You want to be moving from the tailbone all the way to the base of your skull on your breath in, and moving from your tailbone all the way till your head hangs on your breath out. Inhale, tipping the tail, releasing the belly, expanding. Exhale, tucking the tail, hugging in and contracting. Inhale, expanding. Exhale, contracting. Let's come back to tabletop position. Untuck our toes, sitting back in child's pose. We're not going to stay here very long. Just going to walk the hands forward and just sort of rock through the hips. Release your neck. It's a great place if you want to roll your wrists. You can come onto your elbows and just roll your wrists. Walk your hands as far forward as you can. Spread them wide, moving up into down dog. So come up off your heels, tuck your toes, pick your knees up off the floor. Bend your knees, please. Walk your feet so they're about pelvis width apart. And you're going to push your chest back into this crouching dog shape. So this is a really great way to stretch out through the shoulders. Take a couple breaths in crouching dog. And then we just start to pedal out our walking dog, pushing one heel down at a time. I love to take this time to relax my neck, just kind of wag the head and no, as you're pushing one heel down at a time. The next time you push your right heel down, let's hang out there, just holding that stretch on the back of your leg. Really great stretch for the Achilles tendon. Switching over to the left. Breathing. Big breaths, especially if there's a lot of sensation in the back of the leg or the ankle. And then we're going to pick both our heels up, come back into the crouching dog. That's pushing your chest back. Your tailbone is still up. We're going to look to the top of the mat. Make sure you have space between your hands. We're going to walk our feet all the way to the top of your mat between your hands. Stay down in your fold. Grab onto your elbows. And we're going to bend the knees so you don't feel any discomfort in your back. We're just going to rock from side to side. This is a great place to release the neck. One last time. Just like a rag doll rocking from side to side. We're going to release the elbows, practicing our halfway lift. Inhale, slide your hands up your shins until your head is in line with your shoulders. Exhale, bend your knees until your head is heavy. Inhale, slide your hands up until your collarbone is wide open. Exhale, bend your knees until your neck relaxes. One more time, inhale, halfway lift, head, ear, over shoulders. Exhale, release. This time we're going to bend our knees a lot, bring our arms out like an airplane, lift the head and push yourself up through squat. Bring your hands over your head, take a breath in. As you exhale, let's do our standing crunch, hugging the belly in, narrowing the waist, lifting the pelvic floor. Inhale, reach up, we're moving into sun salutation, A. Exhale, dive down. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Step back into your first plank of the day. Let's take a couple breaths here, inhaling and exhaling, making sure joints are stacked, shoulders over wrists. You can choose to do this from your toes, or you can join me, dropping the knees to the floor in half plank. Let's take a big breath in. As we exhale, we're lowering down onto the floor. Untuck your toes. For this first one, we're going to take the hands off. Tuck your chin down so you're looking at the floor. Remember, your toenails are still on the floor. We're going to do 6 little lifts here, working on back strength. So lift, lift. Keep your toes down. Lift, 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 lift. And bring your hands back into push-up position. Tuck your toes. Wrap your elbows close to you, pushing up and back into downward facing dog. Walk your feet a bit closer. If needed, come into your crouching dog. If you're very flexible in your hamstrings, you're working into full dog, which is tailbone up, heels pushing toward the floor. But you're only doing that if you don't shift your body weight forward. You don't want to look like you're in a plank. It's too hard on the wrist. So do whatever feels comfortable to get a nice line from the wrist to the tail. Take one more breath here. Look forward, walk, step, or jump to the top of your mat. Inhale, slide your hands up, back your head up. Exhale, fold. Inhale, come up, bend your knees. You're pushing up. We're not rolling up through the spine. Exhale, hugging into that standing crunch. We'll do one more sun salutation. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, dive down. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Step back into plank. Take a big breath in. Drop your knees and lower to the floor as you're breathing out. Inhale, cobra. You can keep the hands down. You can pick them up if you like. And exhale, downward facing dog. Gonna pick your right leg up. So those of you that can't step forward yet, you could be dropped onto your knees right now and step your right foot forward. Those of us that are bringing the leg up, we're gonna bring the leg up, look forward, and step. So you kind of lift yourself out of your way to step forward into lunge. All right, so if you dropped on your knees, step your foot forward, coming into lunge. We're gonna come into a high lunge with the hands up and the back knee off the floor, pulling your head back into line in high lunge. Working to get a nice deep, maybe close to even 90 degrees of that front knee. And then we're going to move into crescent lunge. So lengthen your spine. We're doing a little back bend here. Doesn't have to be much. Just kind of sliding your collarbone up the wall. You want to make sure you're keeping your neck in line. You're not looking up at the ceiling. Wherever your collarbone is where your eyes should be. So you always want to kind of figure out where your collarbone is pointing to, and that's where you should be looking at. Take one more breath, spread your fingers nice and wide, plant your hands, step back in plank, take a big breath in plank from your knees to your toes, lower to your belly. Inhale, untucking the toes and moving into cobra. Exhale, releasing to the floor and pushing up and back into downward facing dog. Adjust your hands and feet. Same choice here, you can drop on your knees and step your left foot forward or bring your left leg up to the ceiling. Look forward and step forward. Keeping the knee up. If you're feeling like it's a lot of work, you can keep your back knee down, no problem. You can do this from knee or from toe. All right, so I'm expecting when you're doing this class, you've already done a couple of the basic ones. Inhale, let's move into crescent lunge. Again, tracking where your collarbone is with your eyes. Spread your fingers. Work on straightening the elbows. I really notice a lot of times people don't have their elbows straight and they're not even aware of it. It's your triceps that are straightening out your elbows, so use them. Inhale, exhale, hands to the floor. Step back in plank. Take your choice, knees or toes, lower down. Inhale, cobra. This time we're going to come on back into child's pose. Take a big breath. As soon as you feel like you've taken a breath and rested your wrist, let's come back into crouching down dog. Look forward to the top of your mat and make your way. So yes, we're moving quickly, so just do your best to keep up. You can practice the video again. Inhale, and every time will get easier to move quicker. Exhale. Bend your knees, let's come all the way up, pushing all the way through our legs. And then we're going to hands to the heart, hugging the waist in. So moving into warrior two. Stepping back on the right foot, make sure that back toe is on a bit of an angle. Front toe is forward, torso is turned to the long side of your mat. Check your knee alignment, it's somewhere between your big toe and your little toe. Open your hands to shoulder height, gazing forward. If it irritates your neck to look completely forward, just do your best. Think about also not letting the back shoulder curl up to your ear. Pull your hands away. Bend your knee. We're going to do 2 breaths here. So working into this ability to train our endurance to feel all the sensations and stay there for 1 more breath. And then bring your hands to your hips. Remember, we're still using our core here before we step. So take a breath, engage the core as you exhale, and step forward. And let's step back. Warrior two on the other side. So you can do what I'm doing if you don't want to turn away from the camera. I just switched ends. You don't want to turn back away from the camera. Unless you have your mat in a different orientation, you can do whatever you like. Make sure you're in that same shape. Feet are the same distance apart, arms up, torso facing the long side of your mat, turning towards your front hands. This is a great time to check where your knee is. You should be able to see your big toe when you look down. Maybe backing the head up a little bit so it's over your hips. You might want to think about what's happening with your belly right here. Oftentimes, I see people just popping their ribs and chest forward because it makes your brain think you're in a deeper pose. Let's get more into this core alignment, spine long, working on endurance, the ability for our mind not to get all crazy when our muscles start to feel all the feels. One more breath. And then hands to your hips, stepping once or twice to the top of your mat. We have time to do one more vinyasa. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, dive down. So this is what we call flow yoga. We're moving from place to place on breath. Release, step back in plank. It's the last plank today, so we're going to make it a bit more challenging. We're going to do a forearm plank. Now you have the ability to do this from your knees. I'll demonstrate that. If you're strong, you can stay on your toes. Either way, we're lowering down into our forearms. Make sure your elbows are still underneath of your shoulders so you can clasp your hands together. We're going to do that core breath right here. So from your knees or from your toes, inhale. Exhale, waist gets narrow, belly draws back, pelvic floor does a little lift. Inhale, expand. Exhale, hug in. We're doing one more. Inhale, expand. Exhale, hug in. If you're still on your toes, drop your knees. Drop your pubic bone, untuck your toes, uncross your hands. You're keeping your elbows directly under your shoulders. We did not move the arms. So if you've moved your arms, check and look at them and move them back. We're in this Sphinx shape. We're going to kind of pull back with the hands and kind of imagine pulling your belly button all the way to the top of the mat, getting into this gorgeous back bend here. If you're feeling any tension in your low back, tuck your pubic bone down more so you're kind of gripping your glutes a little bit. That should protect your low back. We're really trying to get into the thoracic back here, so open up your collarbone. If your neck feels okay, you're looking directly forward like the Sphinx. Take one more breath and then release. Bring your hands under your shoulders. Sit yourself back into child's pose. Give your back a nice stretch here. You can rock from side to side. So quick little workout, getting the blood moving. Come back onto all fours. We're going to sit up. Now you can grab your strap. You can also be sitting up on a block. We're just going to do a seated stretch here for time. And I promise you this is an express class, so that's what we're working on. Lasso your right foot, keep your left foot bent. If you're sitting on something, let your tailbone tip up and your pubic bone tip down. Take a breath in here. And then we're starting to walk forward. If you don't have a strap, you can use your loop. Just starting to walk forward, extending the spine, straightening the knee. And then we're going to go ahead and let go of the spine. You can round it, you can let your head get heavy. And just really let gravity pull your torso down until you're getting a nice stretch along the back of your leg. We're going to take 2 long breaths here, expanding the rib cage. Inhale, expanding all 4 directions of the rib cage. And you can leave the strap where it is or just bring it in front of you. Walk your hands up your leg. Bring your knee in for a twist. If you're sitting up on a block, just move it for this one. You're going to make sure you're sitting straight upright. You'll wrap your right arm around your knee. Bring your left hand behind you, almost like it's the back of a chair, forcing you to sit up tall. You're going to take a breath in and start the rotation across the ribs. Don't have to worry about looking back with your head, by the way. Inhale, really lengthen. Exhale, rotate. So we're working on rotating the rib cage. The rotation really comes from the middle of your back. Turning your head to look over your shoulder oftentimes makes it so that you're just looking back, you're getting a neck stretch, but you're not really getting a rotation. So think about rotating the bottom rim of your rib cage till your chest faces the side. One more breath, twisting through the middle of your back. If you want to look over your shoulder, you can. For many of us, that just gets our neck tight, so you can just keep your head neutral. And then release. Switching sides, the strap is going to the other leg. Again, I like to take that little block or towel just to elevate my tailbone. Make sure the leg is right out in front of you too, by the way. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, start to pull yourself down into the fold. You can use the strap, kind of walking down your strap. Once you've got as far as you can, go ahead and let the head release. Now let's take some big breaths into the back of our rib cage, helping, especially if you're feeling a lot of sensation in the back of your leg and the back of your knee. You want to make sure you're breathing big. The breath is really the most important thing in yoga. We stay very mindfully breathing so that we're getting lots of oxygen into our lungs and into our cells. It also quiets our nervous system. So even if we're feeling a lot of physical sensation, it has the tendency to be able to quiet your mind. One more breath. Let the strap go. I like to walk up my leg just to assist because that back was in a big stretch. Move the block if you were sitting on it. Bring your knee up. You want to be about a handprint away from the straight leg. You don't need to cross it over. Inhale. If you like to do it, you can, of course. Let's wrap the opposite arms around. So this is the left one coming around front, right one coming back. Inhale to lengthen. Exhale to rotate. I like to keep my chest over the middle of my chin over the middle of my sternum. Inhale, just to remind me I'm rotating from the bottom of my ribs rather than from my head. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, rotate. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, rotate. Come back to center. We'll do a little counter twist for this last one, just so your back feels balanced. Bring yourself back to center. Just gonna look at the time. I think that was our 20 minutes, maybe a couple minutes over. So if you want to do a little more stretching after this, you go ahead, you can watch another video if you're now motivated. But we have done our 20 minutes just to get your blood moving, get your breath big, quiet your mind and your nervous system. So I hope you enjoyed it. Namaste.